Maureen and Morris Kelleher, how you doing at Southend? Listen, great to have you along. Hope you're doing well for this Monday. Thomas Maguire Fhiona Ennis.
Your health is your wealth. Now don't you forget it. These are the words my father told me back when I was alive, such a long time ago. Your health is your wealth. Now I'm telling you so. No matter how rich with money you are, or if you drive around in a big fancy car, if you're the lord of the manor or the belle of the ball, if you haven't your health, sure you've nothing at all. Your health is your wealth. Now don't you forget it. These are the words my father told me back when I was alive, such a long time ago. Your health is your wealth. Now I'm telling you so. You can have all the riches of diamonds and gold. They don't mean nothing when the Lord takes your soul. But the one thing that'll help you along every day is to stop for a moment and kneel down and pray. Your health is your wealth. Now don't you forget it. These are the words my father told me back when I was alive, such a long time ago. Your health is your wealth. Now I'm telling you so. Your health is your wealth. Now don't you forget it. These are the words my father told me back when I was alive, such a long time ago. Your health is your wealth. Now I'm telling you so. Back when I was alive, such a long time ago. Your health is your wealth. Now I'm telling you so. Your health is your wealth. Now I'm telling you so.
Oh, what a cracking song. Your health is your wealth. Thomas Maguire there, Fiona Ennis. Sounding good, how appropriate that song is. And I'm delighted to say, on the end of the line from their home in Ballina-Mallard in County Fermanagh, I say a special big welcome along to Thomas Maguire and Fiona Ennis. How are you guys?
Very good, Jerry, and yourself?
Yes, not bad at all. Hi, Fiona.
I hope you'll not mind me correcting you. Irvingstown, County Fermanagh.
Irvingstown, County Fermanagh. My apologies. Yes, I always get mixed up. I do not know why that is, and I know both places. Dear heavens. Anyhow, it happened. Must be age or whatever else it is, or cabin fever or something. I don't know. Listen, how you doing, guys? Are you're staying home, staying alive, and all the rest of it, and keeping an eye on the health and all that?
Yeah, Jerry, like everyone else, we're grounded. We're at home. We're not working at all, as in singing. That's all stopped. And so we're just Fiona's catching up with the painting fences and stuff like that, cutting grass. I'm looking after the sort of office work and doing a wee bit of recording as well.
Right.
And, so I'm actually enjoying a bit of a break. To be quite honest, Jerry.
Right. Yeah. So you've been working non-stop for absolute years. I mean, the first time I actually saw you was in the early 90s, possibly maybe 1990, in a place called, I believe it's gone now, it's a place called Conway's 4 Pub. And I remember thinking, when I saw you first, I thought, wow, this is good, and that's quite a while ago.
Oh, good Lord, that's a while ago, Jerry. Yeah, I was living over in London at that stage, and there were numerous. There was a chain of Conway's pubs at that time. I think maybe one or two of them maybe still exist. But I spent 14 years in London, and of course I was tuned into Spectrum Irish Radio every Saturday afternoon and a Sunday night.
Indeed, those were the days. Wow! And then you went on. I mean, you went off from that. You released some songs, and you started your own band actually in London.
Yeah, I mean, I had been working during the day as an electrical quantity surveyor for a company, and then my dad passed away in '95, and that was when we sort of moment where I said, "Hold on here, life's a bit too short here to be doing something I don't enjoy." So I gave up the day job, handed back the company car, etc., and out on my own I had been working as a one-man band. So I sort of put a bit more effort into that and done a bit of recording, and thankfully people like yourself played it and sort of got the name out there. And then I put a bit of a band around me over in London and got into the Galtymore, which was a great moment for myself.
Indeed.
And as I say, further down the line, after a bit of recording, Henry McMahon, I got in touch with Henry at the time. He was looking after Michael English, and Henry said, "Look," he says, "I'm up to my eyes with this young man, Michael English, but I'll keep you in mind." And then, as I say, Michael disappeared for a few years to do a few other projects, and that's when I got the call from Henry, and so I moved back to Ireland October 2000. I remember it so well, and it's nearly 20 years ago, Jerry, and you'd be thinking, where does the time go?
Wow.
It only seems like yesterday.
I remember that, actually. Wow, 20 years ago. Crikey.
20 years ago.
Yes.
And a very good friend of mine held a farewell party for me, Helena McKeever. I'm sure you know Helena.
I do indeed, yes. Helena, who actually lives back in Ireland now also.
That's right. She ran the fan club. And so we had a big night in the halfway house, as sort of a goodbye to everybody. And we had a great night. And but as I say, once I went back to Ireland, I still returned to London for various tours to do the Galtymore and the halfway house and other places of renown in the London area. Indeed.
Halfway House, which is a huge venue in West Ealing.
Oh, it was a great venue. And Ginger, you'll remember Ginger. Of course,
I do indeed, of course.
Lovely man.
Indeed. And then you had the band. I mean, you had your own band in Ireland for years, and then you teamed up with Fiona.
Yes, Fiona entered the band in 2005, and I mean, we kept the band going up until 2013. That's when our little daughter Cherise was born. So we took 6 or 7 months off the road, and times on the road at that stage was, it was tough going, and so we decided, look, it's time to maybe rethink this whole thing, and we came back as we downsized to a duo, just myself and Fiona, and it left us with less stress, certainly, and we just had ourselves to look after, and we could play when we wanted and where we wanted. It's just a lot easier, Jerry, if you can understand.
Yes, I can imagine. Now, after doing that, you never looked back. Both of you have continually been busy every weekend doing mainly the social dancing scene.
Yeah, thank God things have been going well for us. Yeah, we're busy on the social dancing scene. We still travel all over Ireland, the four corners. We still go over to Scotland and not so much the UK at the moment. And one door closes, another opens. Like since we've downsized, we've been involved with the Gertrude Byrne All-Star Cruises, which he does all over the world. So we've done about 4 of those so far, and we're booked for the one next year as well. So they're a great opportunity. There's all the great artists are on them from Ireland. Daniel, Nathan, Michael English, you name them, they're all on it.
Indeed, yes, it's a huge event, and the thing is, you've both been continually busy. Fiona, if I could come to you, Fiona, you didn't, you sort of always were involved in music, but I believe that that wasn't your chief job.
How are you keeping, Jerry? Yeah, I was a hairdresser, but I always knew that I would do the hairdressing and give it up to do my singing. So singing was, still my first love. But it takes a little bit of time to get established. So I done my hairdressing for 12 and a half years, and then the rest is history when I met Thomas. And I had put a band of my own on the road, Jerry, but I was only on it about 3 months, and I called it Fiona Ennis and Country Dreams.
Right.
And I was very lucky. I toured with Leona Williams, that's Merle Haggard's ex-wife, and there was a lot of the American singers over here, and I got to tour with them. And then Henry McMahon and Thomas said, we recorded a duet, Promise to John.
Yes, remember as well.
That was our very first duet together. And then everyone at Thomas's gigs were saying, can you sing that song? And Thomas said, well, I can't because it's a duet. And then Henry and Thomas put their heads together and they suggested that maybe on my nights off that I would go and maybe get up and sing a few songs with Thomas's band. And then the rest is history. Henry and Thomas approached me and said, would I join forces? So that's what we done, and I absolutely love it.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah.
And that was your route into the music, and you've never looked back since. As I say, I know you were involved in music, and you're always very, very much into it from a young age.
Yes, I always loved it, and I used to go dancing every week, Jerry, with my mother and my sisters, and we used to go to the Hazel in Monasterevan and here in Ireland, and the DJ that used to play the country music before all the big bands he knew I wanted to sing, so he used to get me up with all the bands. So I sang with Declan Ernie, would have been the first one to give me a break, and Jimmy Buckley, Sean Cuddy, Thomas's band, you name it. I got a very, very, very good head start with all of those bands. So, and then the rest is history, as we say, that I ended up on Thomas's band. And I used to always wind up Henry McMahon saying to him, I'm going to knock on your door someday for you to manage me. And it turns out he was Thomas's manager in the end.
Indeed.
And ended up mine. So we often laugh at that.
Indeed. Henry, of course, is one of the old-time legends of music. He's written many, many songs, member of the Mainliners for absolute years.
Absolutely. Henry is a gentleman, and I have to say, all the years that Thomas has been with Henry, never a bad word spoken between them, and he's still a very good friend to this day, and he would still contact us. And some people, if he thought that he could put some work our way, Henry would be on the other end of the phone. So he's a pure gentleman. Indeed,
one of the old-time legends of music. You're at the moment you're staying home, semi-cocooning, doing whatever, and keeping yourself as busy as you possibly can, doing whatever you can.
Well, Jerry, we're very, very lucky, because I have to say now, and Thomas will probably give out to me when I say this, but he is very talented in a lot of ways, and I probably don't say that to him enough, but we have our own little recording studio, and Thomas is doing, it's a home studio, so we're able to still access that because it's Thomas's mother's house. And Thomas is doing a lot of work there, and he's just after getting out his new single, and I'm working on one, and the gentleman that wrote Thomas's recent single has written me another one, so we're doing that at the minute as well. So we're able to keep doing a bit of work because we're not out in public, if you know what I mean. We're indoors able to do it, and then as well as that, we're going to do some video shoots, and Thomas is able to do that as well, which he done the video of The Love of a Child. So we're very, very lucky that we're able to keep our hand in that way as well. And then the painting and the house cleaning and all the rest, that's just every day work for me, Jerry.
Indeed. I can imagine. Well done to Thomas, indeed. That's superb to actually be able to do all of that. Himself, like to be able to do the recording and also do the all of the the other things, the video and all the rest of it. That's absolutely superb.
Yeah. He's very modest, Jerry, and he never blows his own trumpet, but I give him a little bit of praise now today.
Indeed, exactly. It's richly deserved. It really is.
Thank you.
Well, listen, well done to both of you, and I'm looking forward to when the whole thing is done. Perhaps we might at some stage along the way see you over in London or the UK.
Yes, please God, Jerry, that'll all fall into place eventually when all this extraordinary times when they end. Yes. Please God.
I actually think we were after taking some bookings for England, Thomas. And
we had.
We were after getting a phone call and putting a little small bit of a tour together, and then this happened, the virus. so all of that fell on the wayside. But we'll get back over.
Listen, guys, it's lovely to speak to you. Lovely to catch up with you again. I've had several people on to be saying to say hello to you and all the rest of it. You've still got many fans over here who'd like to pass on very special best wishes. Morris and Maureen Kelleher are just two I could mention. And Eamon McDonald, of course, in Dublin, saying best wishes to you.
Good man, Eamon, yeah. And we, if you don't mind, we'll mention Stephen Kelleher as well, a good friend of ours.
Jerry, just mentioning Stephen because he was over recently, well, it was July, and we were playing in Bundoran, and Stephen turned up at the show, and he's a great young lad, so we just wanted to give him a shout out. Okay, Jerry?
Lovely stuff. No problem at all.
So,
Thomas
yes, Jerry, if you'll just finish by saying to all your listeners out there, I know you have a great audience over there, and people are listening from all over. But I'd like to wish everyone well and to stay safe. And
thank them all for their support over the years. We much appreciate it.
Excellent stuff. And I'm going to play now the latest single. It's about an establishment which is, needless to say, closed at the moment, Maguire's Bar.
Yeah, Maguire's Pub. It's unfortunately closed at the moment, but there you go.
Pub shut. Thomas and Fiona, listen, lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Jerry. All the best. Bye-bye.
Friday night, it's Maguire's in the back room. Will you come to the dance there with me? There'll be old Lachiko in the corner, and there ain't much goes on he don't see. They come down from the hills every weekend, and they all have their own favourite scene. And by 10, when they strike up the banjo, all the young folk are first on their feet. Will you come to the dance with me, Molly? Oh, the crack will be 90, you'll see. In Maguire's Pub tonight, in the back room, will you dance, dearest Molly, with me? Cousin Mick, he just sits on his bar stool. When he feels like a dance, he makes his move. He just smiles at the girl he's been watching, and there's yet one I've known to refuse. And he'll hold her so tight on the dance floor that you can't help but smile as you do. And young Bridie McCall says she loves him, so she comes just in case every week. Will you come to the dance with me, Molly? Oh, the crack will be 90, you'll see. In Maguire's Pub tonight, in the back room, will you dance, dearest Molly, with me? Friday night, it's Maguire's in the back room. Say you'll come to the dance there with me. There's old Bill wants a wife, and there's Mary. She would go, but they just can't agree. And by 1, when the dancing is over, and I'm holding your hand on the floor, can I walk you back home in the moonlight? Can I kiss you goodnight at your door? Will you come to the dance with me, Molly? Oh, the crack will be 90, you'll see. In Maguire's Pub tonight, in the back room, will you dance, dearest Molly, with me? Yes, in Maguire's Pub tonight, in the back room, will you dance, dearest Molly, with me?
Craigie, Maguire's Pub. Needless to say, closed for the moment.